All
Okay.
right, all right. We start the recording, so we click on go live. Actually, we need to click twice, and we are live. Okay. People are start joining us. I see
Hi,
Bigal. I
everyone.
see Darian as well. I hope more
Hi,
other people.
Darian. Hi, Al.
Hello, everyone. So we start the recording for the event. This is the event number 21. It's an audio event. Call it From iSketch to AI Catch and 3D Revolution. I hope more people will join us. There were a lot of people.
Well, congratulations on 21, Sandy.
All right, thank you. Feeling like, 21, like yes, 21. That's pretty cool. All right, I see right now the list is start populating. So I guess my internet is a little bit slower. So apologize for that, but I'm really looking forward to have a really cool discussion at this event. Some small technical things. I'm recording the event. There are a lot of people which they ask to listen for this event because the timing is when people are working, which is okay. So we'll record this. Tomorrow on Friday around this time as well, we're gonna have a really cool event as well. It's with AICC. Big Al also, it's a host over there. I'm also invited as a host, so really cool stuff to be discussed over there as well. I would recommend people to join us. I have it in the comments, the link to the event, and also in the comments I always put interesting stuff which I found it on LinkedIn, on YouTube, stuff related to AI, related to the innovation with AI, news. So I will recommend everybody when we discuss something, let's make sure we also post it in the comments. It's a way to record it, and if somebody wants to find a tool or after few weeks you forget the name of the tool, you can go back to the event and look to the comments and you'll find that information. So that will be a quick small technical introduction. So let's start. My name is Sandu Baciu. By default I'm actually a civil engineer, professionally speaking, but I'm a big fan of AI, a big fan of science fiction as well. And I'm really excited about having those discussions around the AI. And with me, I have also Joy and Darian. Joy, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and after that, Darian.
Hi, yeah, my name is Joy Schmalfeld. I have a company called Pixel Girl, and I come from education, game development, and currently I'm exploring things in AI and metaverse. I'm layering is the best way to put it.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks. And Darian.
Hi guys, my name's Darian. I am working as an AI consultant to a number of advertising companies, a visual designer, a developer artist with Leia 3D, and I train Midjourney, both for Ionda agency in Germany and individually.
Awesome. Thanks. So for people which listen to this event, I'm having this event kind of in three parts. The first part is about the innovation, so I'll talk a little bit about the innovation. The second will be on the news, and we have some news, pretty cool news actually in this week. And the third part, if we have time, usually is toward the end of the event, we're going to talk about the 3D revolution or things related to the 3D. So that being said, I will make a quick introduction on the innovation. And also, recently I was looking, how people are using the AI, and I realized that it's not always one software. There are many softwares. So Midjourney is what I'm using mostly, but I realize, you need to expand. There are also softwares which you don't need to pay, basically open source software. So this workflow between the different software, I think, will be interesting to know because each software is coming with something new. So, for example, Midjourney came with the fill region, which is really cool, but you can combine in your workflow with Photoshop Beta if you want. And I tried on my side and I realized that the control, which is one of the things which AI have it very difficult to to tame it, or to control it. If you want to have more control, you can do that. Basically, you can create, let's say, a general image in Midjourney. You can use your sketches if you want. You can appraise that several times, and from there you can have a really good result from resolution point of view. And if you do something like a vehicle, for example. But if you don't like parts of it, either you can use Midjourney, or you can jump on other software and you can use that replacement for different areas. You can change the wheels, or you can put the lights and so on. So I realized the control is getting better and better for AI products, and you should try other products as well. It's good to be really good in one, but in the same time be flexible. Some other ones, they have several options, or small parts which you can use, and you can enhance your image. Or if you want to do a video, again, you can use a video software. I'm using CapCut. It's simple. I can do it on the iPhone, for instance, and I realized that it's got the 3D effects and all that, so it's really cool. So the point is, innovation, it's everywhere. It's not only one software. We can use other software, and the other software, they might have some innovative ways which might fit your purpose. So that being said, I'm just curious, and I will ask my invites, there are any other ways which you use innovative wise? So we'll start with Joy.
Yeah, actually, well, the room's going to be a little weirded out by this. I originally did not start with Midjourney at all. I didn't touch it. I went into one particular program that was free, and I kind of stayed in there for fashion when it first started. So I purposely did not go into Midjourney just to kind of train myself in a different direction, and then layer. But yeah, I've been using definitely Adobe and layering a lot of the different programs together now, depending upon the project, of course.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I know on Darian's side, Darian, which one you want to touch on different ways which you are innovating? I know you have a lot of experience with that.
Sure. I'm really enjoying Layer's new tools at the moment, and yeah, they've given me a lot of support, and they've got a new iteration of tools, a sort of V2 iteration that are definitely better than the first ones, which are a lot of fun to play with. Still trying to find the sort of killer application for the tools, as it were, but I think the thing that I'm really interested in and trying to focus on more on a research side in terms of establishing workflows and building out both plans and approaches for how to tackle is 3D for spatial computing in 6-9 months down the line. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, we can probably develop this idea a little bit later. My intention was to kind of talk about also side of on the news. Actually, there are so many softwares over there, but I notice also on the 3D side, the 3D is coming stronger and stronger. We have also the game engines which are free, so like as long as you have an idea, you can extract. Or actually, first you need to do an image. You can do it in Midjourney or equivalent, and from that you can extract mesh. For instance, there are softwares which are coming with that, and I posted also on the links different software which you can use for the 3D assets, and from there actually you can start doing really cool stuff. You can do the 3D printing and so on, but you can do also the metaverse, and I think that will be really cool. But in the same time, I want to talk about also a small software, call it Fabry. Everybody knows when you use AI, you're gonna create a lot of things, which means from database images or videos, you're gonna have thousands of them. So if somebody who use Midjourney for a year or 6 months, I will expect to have in a really large numbers. In my case, I think I'm close to 100,000 created. So that being said, how you gonna manage that? I realize, yes, I can create fast stuff, I can save it, but in the same time, if I want to create a small book and to print it on Amazon, for instance, it takes me time to sort it out. It takes me time to, manage the entire output which Midjourney gives me. And I think softwares like Fabry, to manage the output, I think is going to help you out. That is done directly on the prompt, actually under the Discord. It's like a right click and you can manage that. So from managing point of view for people which are using AI, how you guys you do it? And again, I strongly recommend people to come on the stage. To come on the stage, you just need to click on the small hand on the bottom part, click on that, and I will bring it to the stage. But let's discuss real stuff. How you manage such a crazy big amount of data? Just curious.
I've created an AI assistant, so she helps me.
Awesome. Awesome.
Just like you would do. I mean, so she sorts everything for me. It's great.
Yes.
So so that way I'm not crazy and have 15 million folders, 19 tabs, and she's on me about it. She's like a den mother.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So and also I should mention, like in Midjourney, obviously you can create your own rooms. I mean, usually I'm doing that. So yeah, you can create it and per different areas which you want, like mine will be sci-fi, robots, astronauts, food, fashion, and so on, whatever I create. But I'm trying obviously to keep it organized, right, in a chat room kind of, in a separate room. So over there I'm creating my stuff. So it's a good example, but I like Joy's idea. Use AI to organize. And obviously,
just grab the AI office tools that everybody's coming out with. You see them on Instagram and all over
Exactly.
the place. But just go down to the basics. I kept her very basic. She's definitely on me about stuff. I get prompts every morning, and it keeps me focused actually too. So I don't go off in different directions, and you can be creative and you still have a den mother.
That's really cool. Darian, I'm just curious, on your side, you are trying to do it manually, or I know you're gonna have probably a large amount of data too, I guess.
So yeah, so I probably don't have as many images as you think.
Cool.
Yeah, it's I kind of, I think I gave up on the ghost of trying to create as many images as possible. Not that you or anyone is doing that, as it were, but my aim is for quality, as it were, over quantity. But it's I try not to do more than I can personally handle mentally, and I do use some AI assistants, but I'm quite manual in some respects in terms of having channels and or subfolders, but I try to keep it as discreet as possible so that my brain doesn't overload. And
really cool.
Yeah, I don't have to rely on
highly recommended. Highly
assistants, which is seemingly counterintuitive. But,
yes, really cool one.
I still like to read books,
It's smarter to do it that way, because then you don't end up with a bunch of mishmash and you don't have to purge things later. So it's smarter to do it.
Yeah,
I have less than 25,000 images totally created in Midjourney.
Yes, still thousands.
But it's still not, I mean, it's it is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Me also. I'm trying to read as much as I can. I'm trying to say, okay, no more than an hour or two per day with AI, but always it's a little bit longer so I can read another hour or two. So we kind of switched toward the news, I guess. Did you guys know DALL-E 3 is coming, which has got two important things which I like to mention. The first one, which I think is probably, it's not written very clearly, but it's an important one. It's related to the copyright. So it looks like they are trying to not include images for people which are alive. At least that's what I understand. So, which they try to have a control on these copyrights, which I think is a good thing. And the second one will be on the accuracy. I noticed also some videos from people which they did beta testing with DALL-E 3 on the text side. So if you want to have a cake and if you want to write happy birthday on the cake, actually DALL-E 3 it's handling almost perfectly. So you can control the testing. Obviously the words will be correct. So that will be a big challenge for Midjourney, because in general when a developer is coming with something, obviously the competition will try to catch up, and the control for AI, it's tough. I think people want to have a lot of controls. Many times you think on something and kind of you get it, but maybe not there. So that will be a cool news to talk about. Is anybody else who would like to come here on the scene with us? Please come. Click on the hand, like Chris. Chris, welcome here with us on the stage.
Chris.
And we'd like to have your feedback. I do have also other other news, but let's chat a little bit about OpenAI and DALL-E 3.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Sandy?
Hey, long time, yes.
About DALL-E, right?
Yes.
I thought one of the most interesting things about it is that it's going to be built into ChatGPT itself.
Yes.
Which a lot of the people that have learned prompt engineering and the way that Midjourney has it, it'll be much more like just natural conversation, and then the AI will be able to elaborate your prompt and then add it and request it from DALL-E 3. The other thing I thought was worth interesting is I noticed this one called Ideogram, and that's quite good at doing generative text, as you mentioned, and that seems to be doing quite well. And even some of the top report, they have a little thing on site which says, top upvoted images, and lots of them were like, is this a Midjourney killer written in text? Because Midjourney can't
It's pretty
do
good.
text. And I thought that's kind of funny now that we're going to see DALL-E 3 into the race, where it can do almost like version 4 Midjourney quality and slightly above, and also Ideogram's level of like text on the screen and stuff like that on the image baked into the image. So it's going to be a really interesting race. I wonder whether Midjourney will focus on creating generative typography, or whether they'll continue to go to 3D and video and other things I know they've got in the pipeline, like the web interface. What's going to be is it that they're going to lose so many people because people want generative text that badly that they'll go to DALL-E 3 and Ideogram? Or is it that they should continue focusing on 3D and video and other things they got in the pipe? It's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think this race is getting interesting as the time passes by. And I'm glad actually you mentioned that DALL-E 3 it's supported by ChatGPT, because the prompting it's another big struggle for a lot of people. So that using ChatGPT you can just say it and he can tweak it, and we'll see how the results at the end. It's still a visual tool. So I think that's where the power of Midjourney is, the actual results. They are so good. In my opinion, there's a reason why people go on Discord. There's the reason also why people really love Midjourney. And again, might be some reason why they are good with those results. Could be on the databases, could be whatever filters they use, but definitely there are some down back, like things which needs to be fixed. The texting is not even the 5 finger. That kind of is solved, but it's not. But what I'm saying with Midjourney, they are so photorealistic and so full of details. And sometimes it's getting a little bit tiring for some people. You see kind of the same style. So maybe they will come back. And to me, version 4 in Midjourney it was one of the best, because for artistic point of way, if you want to do a brush stroke style, the best result which I have, at least for me, I really like version 4. Of course, version 5 is very strong. All of them, like version 2 especially. Very photorealistic. The latest, which I am always doing, it gives you also that feeling of grandmaster painting. So composition wise, I think they work on that definitely. I could see the results, but in the same time, back to the DALL-E 3, you have to have some text. You have to have some controls. They try to come with this very region. Is that good enough? I don't think will be the answer. Plus, as you said, maybe they focus on the videos. Maybe they want to go somewhere else. But even on the video side, you have other competition, which is really strong actually, really strong. Like runway, you have 18 seconds from an image. There is a ton of stuff to do with that. So again, a reminder for people, click on the right hand, come with us here on stage. We have also Big Al. Big Al, thank you for joining us.
Hey gang, how are you? I wanted to mention the Ideogram user agreement says that you can't use it for commercial purposes right now.
That is true.
So that's. I was looking at it yesterday mainly because I've got a client that contacted me and wants me to do something with words in it, and so I was looking at it. So I went over their agreement and saw that. But there are lots of different ways to work around things when you have various programs to use. I also wanted to mention something that I have not had a chance to investigate yet, but I had a email or a LinkedIn message from somebody yesterday, and they now have a new tool where you can import all of your Midjourney images and prompts into a whiteboard and database.
Yes, that's Fabry. I posted on Fabry. I posted. I post few links in the comments.
Yeah. Okay. So that So you did mention that. Okay. So have you looked at it yet? Have you seen what it's like?
I'm planning to test it. I saw the videos, but I didn't test it per se yet. Yeah. The other thing, since you mentioned, Big Al, I think we have Big Al, if you want to mute, I think is doing a microphone. Okay, awesome. So the other thing, Leonardo AI came with the photoreal trials. Like Midjourney is very strong. The photorealism with Midjourney, it's very high. So I noticed also Leonardo AI, they came with this photoreal trial. That is something which I think will be nice to see if other people will test it and to have the feedback. And the other small news which I put it here, of course, you can use Canvas, fill with Canvas, that's another option. But there are also a lot of news on the music side. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but Stability AI also have a music version, which is cool. Being a big rock fan, I really like to have rock music kind of with AI, but I notice it's kind of difficult to get it. I try with Sono, I try with different ones, but again, maybe we should tackle a little bit on the music as well, because on my side I'm saying yes, we have the text to image, and after that image become a video, and obviously a video without the music maybe is not so powerful. So what will be your experience with that? And I will ask people from the audience as well, come with us on the stage, and for people here already on the stage, feel free to give us your feedback.
Well, one of the things I've been playing around with Sandu a lot is 11 Labs, and that isn't necessarily music, but it does voice and audio. And I noticed that they updated last week to include this new thing that's going to be rolling out called Projects, where you're going to be able to do entire audio books. And that's going to be an incredible piece of technology when it's out. You're also going to be able to do on-the-fly editing of cadence and transcript changes and things like that. So that's incredible. Just some observations, by the way, on your version 4 to version 5 Midjourney stuff. I always felt like there were some hidden variables inside version 4, which were like digital art print. And that inside version 5, there's like raw stock photography. Because if you ask for the exact same prompt from the two different models out of the gate, it feels like there's some hidden, elements to the prompt that you're not actually seeing that are coming through from the model. So that's something like, I feel like we're going to get attached almost like in a nostalgic way to old models that are able to do, like retro vibey stuff, and like it's going to be cool to see the progress in that element where people are like, the analogy here is like, what era of gaming did you grow up in? I had a Sega Mega
Yes.
Drive. I had an Xbox One or a PlayStation, whatever it is. Like, it's going to be brilliant to see how people, turn these into vintage trends of the future. As I'm using an early AI model to get that style that I always liked.
No, definitely. You just branched into discussion, but kind of I'm trying to keep both, but because it's really interesting. Yes, regarding the voice.
Music, though.
Yes.
Music. What's everybody else's music? I haven't really generated too much beats, even though I'm a music technology teacher. I actually come from that background. I haven't dabbled with anything that actually does patterns or, like vocals. I've just done pure audio. So what's other people's experience?
I've been playing with a few, Chris. Hit and miss, I think, is the general experience.
That's probably why they haven't come on my radar yet.
Yeah, hit and miss. I'm finding, so I've played around a fair bit with a platform called Evoke Music, which does host essentially royalty-free style or paid subscription style assets that you can use across content. Some of which is good, some of which is very vague. I think it's still not really competing, I would say, with some of the massive archives that already exist out there for either free, CC content or I know I'm trying to remember the name of it, but there's a soundeffects.org or something company that, for a very, very low subscription cost has something like 60,000 assets, which are amazing and could be used for all sorts of things. In terms of generation, I'm finding that voice is very poor, and vocals are pretty poor, but general kind of ambient mood, stuff is okay. And can be used, but I would say needs to be very carefully cut down and edited and messed around with quite extensively to hopefully fit into a general sound design. But yeah.
I think that's the thread, Sandu, isn't it? It's like, you mentioned that ChatGPT being able to make prompts for people, that's essentially solving one step in the customer journey, isn't it? And that's going to be a big step for many people that aren't able to get into prompt engineering. And when music isn't quite as good as the available, royalty-free music marketplaces out there, and it's not generatively as capable as the average stuff that you can get online, it's not solving that step in the customer journey yet in order for people to really go in on it.
Yeah, and I think will be more developments as well, because the need from the people is higher, but the results are not quite there. So on the music, I'm expecting more stuff to see. But on the voice side, I'm not sure if you notice also, it's another software over there which is doing AI translation. So the name is HeyGen. So
HeyGen,
yeah,
amazing.
So that's amazing. Again, it's not music, but on the voice side, and I mean, so what you do, you record like 30 seconds video. I'm speaking even in Romanian. I think they have the language, but obviously in English. And after that, it can translate and also modify the video, the lips movement and also, and you can speak in any other language. The example which I posted here in the comments, it's speaking in French and German, but I'm almost sure could be easily, for other languages, major languages, including, Chinese or whatever. That means will be. I think the opportunity with the technology which HeyGen just show it will be far more important, in the sense that I can have, for instance, this LinkedIn event and I'm speaking my native language, which is Romanian, and you can listen on your side directly in your native language, English, or if there are people from other countries in their native language. That's one thing. But the second thing which I'm thinking is more important, you can have a call everywhere in the world, and this could be automatically embedded in a device, like whatever, Android or Apple, and you call somebody on the other side of the world, you speak in your language, and on the other side you actually are showing speaking another language, which is really cool. And again, it's not science fiction. I think it's in the realm of reality in the next few months, not even years. I think it's possible.
You also have translation now in Metaverse.
Yes.
That no one's using that. So
Yes,
it's
you're
great
right.
because you can be anywhere. You can be in Fortnite or you can be in any Metaverse and you can still have translation or have your AI translating for you.
Yeah, and I think that this side will, when nobody talks and you don't see it in the news, like people are preparing, and in 2-3 months you're gonna see something like HeyGen popping up on the iPhone iOS 18 or whatever. It's like that kind of keep it secret, and when we reveal it, we're gonna have everybody jumping on it. So that's quite interesting, obviously. So I intended to touch on that as well. I think it's pretty cool subject to discuss.
Oh yeah. Do you know the irony of all of this? Is that, funnily enough, it's going to be more authentic. And I've thought about this quite a lot because when I used to live abroad, I used to watch stuff like Breaking Bad, and they'd have a Spanish translator for Walter White's character, but it sounded nothing like Walter White. And yet these technologies allow, exactly like Walter White's actor sounded, but it sounds like they're speaking Spanish. So it's a lot more authentic to the original character than having somebody overdub it with a completely different tone of voice. Because that can make a whole, series feel different. As if it's not actually the actor, then it feels like there's something lost in translation there, Sandu, which is weird, right? That it's going to feel authentic even though it's going to be technology driven.
Yeah, and actually I think you touch a little bit on a subject which a lot of people doesn't kind of feel it. The accent of the person which are speaking. Then it's in Romanian there are like 7-8 completely different accents. Obviously in English the same. American accent, British accent, Australian accent, and so on. So that will be interesting to see. And by the way, same for other languages. German, you can see from where you're at actually in German, if you're from south or north. The French one, if you are from Paris, you have that R, Paris, and you come to Quebec, and they say so about you, like it's complete. And I can mimic on my side several accents as well because I was living there. So it's really interesting to see. It's not only the language. I think accent is going to be far more important for a developer to watch it because it's not the language. It's actually how you're speaking that accent, that personality which people have. And with us also we have Michael. Go ahead.
Just to add to that really quickly, Sandy, I just wanted to touch on what you were saying. It's really interesting. You mentioned German, and I've got family there. I lived there for quite a while. Germany, for a long time, under the radar of anyone who wasn't living in Germany or privy to the content being put out mainly on sort of television and so on, was really leading the way in terms of doing this, in terms of hiring actors who were speaking with, close accents to the original actors in the shows. And I remember, for example, they had a very famous Robert De Niro, actor who sounded like Robert De Niro just as if he was German, and a few others. But they definitely were ahead of the curve on that.
No, it's also Austria as well.
I just wanted to talk about HeyGen real quick. I think I'm really excited about what you were describing, but I think the real challenge with that is that I think the uptake of that is going to be reliant on the cost, because at the moment, my understanding is that there's essentially a cost per translation, and to be able to deliver to, let's say, 100 countries, yes, it's physically possible with various autonomous kind of translation agents operating on your behalf in real time, but to you, the owner of those agents, it would be quite costly. So then I think you'd have to pass on that cost, and for free content or purely educational content, I think that isn't paid. That's going to be something of a little bit of a barrier. But the tech is getting faster, cheaper, and so on and so forth. So
yeah, no, I understand, and obviously it's the economical side as well. But in the same time, for instance, the open source things, it is something which is developed and they have their the proprietary how they did it software wise, but in the same time other people see is done, and they can be done with open sources, and kind of always there is a balance economically speaking, but again that's my what I'm seeing in general on the construction industry especially, but in general I think the rules applies, so that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, they might have that, I agree, but in the same time it's also other people which they try to do something similar, and they can have it open source or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting, definitely it's interesting. Also with us on the scene, Juana and Michael join us. Michael was first, so I will give him first the mic too. Yeah, and after that, Juana.
Thank you, Sandra. Sorry, I tuned in a little late. I had something else going on. Yeah, we're doing really well. Things are really accelerating in terms of all the different offerings, and we're starting to work to get them all in, or as many as we can. At this point, there's probably too many of them. As everybody probably saw yesterday, OpenAI announced DALL-E 3. I don't know if that was brought up already, but
yes.
One of the things that my take on it is that they're really integrating the assistance of AI chatbots in generating prompts for image generation. And this is kind of one of our strategies, which has been to put in a chatbot into the prompt generation area. They go a little further because they have this sort of continuous dialogue. You can say, put a man on a horse riding over the mountains, and then you say, well, what about if we put another rider on the next horse, and so on and so forth, and it'll keep giving you more images, and it'll maintain the context of your original question and continue to enhance it as it goes along. Also, we're seeing that SD XL, there's a new API interface, which is what we use to get into SDXL, and it's got room for video now, text to video, which is still a little primitive. It's short, 10 seconds probably is about as much as you can do, but I imagine it'll get longer, and it's pretty well integrated. And they also have a way to handle long calls. So that's one of the bugaboos of doing this work. If the API takes a while, it gets to be problematic. So they have a way to say, oh, it's going to take a while. Come back in 20 seconds and it'll be ready, which is a nice idea to keep this all sort of above board. So that's where we are, and we're also doing new stuff. We're redesigning our user interface in response to a lot of feedback that we got from people on this group and on the one on Friday, and also in general from other people who have used it. So thank you everybody for paying attention and for giving us feedback, and please check out PicGen.ai if you haven't seen it, and give us your feedback and your
definitely, Mike. Thanks. It's really cool. I think we have
You're echoing, Sandro.
Yes.
I'm not sure what. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take my.
Yeah, it's kind of you need on your side to take the mic. But still, I think it's the echo. Big Al.
I just wanted to say thank. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say Big Al or?
Oh, go ahead, Big Al.
Okay, I just wanted to quickly thank Michael for keeping me busy. We got started with June Chow doing the Fibonacci sequence, and a lot of people were trials with that, and I compared that with golden ratio, but Michael gave me binomial expansion, an infinite geometric series, a Taylor series, a finite geometric series, and then Leonard Rodman gave me combinatorics and ecliptics. So I have a whole bunch of different math phrases to be experimenting with and showing people what the results are from it. So thanks, Michael.
Juana, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, if you want to see some examples, I put up a series of architecture generated with a whole bunch of these other series that Al mentioned.
Yeah, I wanted to throw my bit in about the voice AI technology because I, like everyone, I'm really excited about HiGen for a number of reasons. Because I create tutorials, and when I discovered Synthesia, I was excited. I thought this is great. It doesn't work. They have like one AI that's great, and everybody uses the same one. I mean, if you go to the others, it's not so great. The other thing is I tried the script to create an AI version of my voice, and to their credit, I didn't do 2 hours of recording. I just did probably 15 minutes. Maybe it would sound a little bit more human if I did do that. But what I've been finding, so when I created tutorials and other platforms that I could choose an automated voice, it's very limited in that, finding a voice that sounds like a black female with an accent is challenging. So I'm hoping and then of course, choosing those AI voices and getting your, the peculiarities, like how I can't say peculiarities, that kind of stuff, just little nuances that because the students want videos and they want you, the voice, they want something human. So I tried the platforms and that didn't work. So I'm really excited about, with HiGen and some of the other areas that are coming into effect. But the other thing that I've been disappointed in, and I don't know if anyone else has been able to find some alternatives, everyone was boasting about these AI to generate presentations. Like you put in a topic and you give probably some bullet points and it would create an entire presentation for you. And I've seen the demonstrations. If you want to create a presentation on horses, yeah, sure, it looks okay. But anything other, a little bit more in depth and something technical, the pictures are so generic and just like one small paragraph of text in a corner and all the slides look like that. For presentations, I think there's still a long way to go. So that's been my experience outside of the text generation. I'm very happy with all of the text generation so far, but other stuff, not so.
I completely agree on that. 100%.
Yeah, the other thing which I want to mention regarding softwares, you talk about presentation, but also I posted one on the video editor. The name is Capsule with AI. Because when we're going to start creating a lot of pictures, which they become videos, obviously with a video you kind of need two things. Ideal to have cool music going with video, because if you have a video without sound, it doesn't make sense. Could be if it's presentation like HiGen, somebody talking. I think that is cool in general. On the example which I posted here, the person who's speaking English and have that in French and German with AI, there is an inflection on the voice. So, for somebody who's really French, they will realize that it's not quite there. And on the German, again, I'm not really on the German side, but from my cousins, I could say that the accent was kind of different a little bit. So that's what I noticed. But I like to see how the video editor is gonna be like Capsule. I do expect a lot of AI video generators, but in the same time, the video editors with AI, I think, will be a cool stuff to see. And this is an example, the Capsule one. maybe you guys know something else. So I'm just curious.
I don't know
Taking it
anything
back.
about that, but I just want to give a praise to the video editing in terms of not the image generated video, but like if I create a video recording of myself, oh, I love the fact that I can go in like in the script and take out all the filler words and all the spaces, and I don't have. Oh my goodness, that used to take me hours before.
Yes.
Now it's just in a few minutes. It's awesome.
Yeah, and for people which are doing blogs, or even on YouTube's, people which are doing something and after that they spend hours editing that video to show they build a house or whatever. That means that's a big help for a lot of maybe YouTubers if you want it. But yeah, that's really cool. I think it's a good tool.
I'd like to add a potential tool to the mix. So for kind of course generation, I've found really useful is a combination of tools typically, but I find that in terms of structure, Mini Course Generator, which is a funny sort of name, but yeah, literally minicoursegenerator.com is an AI-powered course builder of sorts that, whilst very simple and lacking in some ways, I would say the presentation aspect, the visual aspect that we might be looking for is quite good in terms of structuring, and great for building a framework that you can then potentially adapt to another tool like Tome. I've often used it in tandem with Tome, although there are some other platforms out now that I'd say compete with Tome in terms of visual presentation. But yeah, Mini Course Generator is kind of quite no frills, and I've not really played around with the visual aspects of it, although it does have a visual generator built into it, but it's definitely subpar if you compare it to Midjourney or a number of other tools. But it's very easy to use, and if you provide the right parameters and enough of the core description and content to build it out, it's very neat in terms of allowing you to quickly build an accessible course that people can access through a web style app. So yeah, worth looking into.
Yeah, cool. Let's put a link in the comments, Darian. I think
Yeah.
will be interesting. I'm really curious to see it. We kind of reached to the point where I'm trying to switch toward 3D, so I will do it slowly, but I'll talk about 2.5, kind of another link which I put it over there is how people can do cool stuff, images with Midjourney, and after that they can animate it with Adobe After Effects. So if you want to do also high res, you can use AI.Nero. I think that will be interesting, but I see Adobe is it's actually gathering to be really strong. That's what the reason why I mentioned the Adobe After Effects. So you can do like that 2.5 style, cars coming and moving left to right, mini animation, Adobe Premiere kind of stuff, which you can do. So I think that helps, especially if you want to do presentation, but also if you want to do a quick video or something which look like a mini game. I think we can use that. And on the 3D side, Joe just mentioned she's starting with fashion. Did you use also Style 3D, Joy? I'm just curious.
Yes, I've been layering everything. It's a great time to be alive.
Yes.
What I love is that we're not really limited anymore. I'm trying to use as much possible free because that's what I'm testing for. But I've been layering quite a bit. Even things that no one's using. I mean, I don't think anybody's even ever mentioned Image Creator. I mean, it's so old, right? So, I layer what I need to get the effect, essentially.
Yeah. Yes, the final outcome, the product at the end, which you are looking, obviously.
Yes.
That's a tool. And the other thing which I want to mention is the 3D scanning, the LiDAR. I guess everybody knows Apple released the iOS 17, but embedded to that there are a lot of LiDAR options. They have it before. Obviously, you need a Pro tool, an iPhone Pro or something like that, so you can use the LiDAR. But if you don't have it, you can use an older one, and you can take a lot of pictures, and the results will be similar. However, the guys which are doing game engines, especially on the Unreal, they also have it, the Metascan. I just tested this morning their app. Basically, I had a toy 3D printed, and I just take the Metascan app and do it all around, and I create an asset in 3D, which is just a skin, basically just the envelope around that particular object. The quality is relatively okay, but the biggest challenge which I'm seeing was the 3D is kind of to have it not as at the scanning level. You want it to have it at the CAD level, so basically a line to be striped. And I'm just thinking what will be the best way, or what will be the best software. And I posted on the links also several other AI tools which they can have 3D assets. So I think that is good to mention it. And also just to give the mic to the people which are joining on the stage. Daniel, thank you to join us. We'd like to have your feedback as well.
Hey guys, I just wanted to ask you quickly, what are some of your favorite open source AI applications overall, if you can mention some? And that was it for me. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah, open source, in my opinion, at least for the 3D, I recommend also Blender, which is not AI, but there are a lot of applications with AI which are coming in Blender, including also ChatGPT. But I will let people from the stage also to provide you the feedback.
I'd say Hugging Face and the suites, of various tools that they're providing. Definitely, yeah, I think.
Hugging Face, Hugging Face, Hugging Face.
I have to agree. I was going to say the same thing.
Yes, and you have a lot of tools coming with that too. So
my only grievance is that we've got a bit of a sort of technological divide, where for certain aspects of applications, if you're not running the most powerful computer alive, then you're kind of locked out. But I think that's slowly but surely changing.
But in the same
That's what
time,
I'm testing for. The
Yeah.
low end.
Yeah.
in the same time, on the text to image, Leonardo, that AI, and I'm almost sure a lot of stuff will come kind of a little bit more open. For that matter, you can use even Bing. That means depends what you are looking as a final outcome, in my opinion. In general, AI, it's obviously fast, it's helping, but in the same time, you need to know what's the final goal. If you have an image as a final goal, or if you want to have a video for presenting a product, like in general, it's hard to say what's the right answer, because the first question is what you want to do with that. What's the final outcome which you want. And that means even PicGen, use PicGen. There are options over there. And Mike, I think you still have the option for people which are joining. They have a certain number. I don't remember exactly how at the beginning, certain renderings which you can do to get familiar with the software. But the software is really good in general. Have in mind that you have access to not only Midjourney, but also the Excel as well. So.
That's a great point you raised about depending on the task.
Hold on a second, you are on echo.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Hugging Face allows you to go in, and they have all these tables and charts and heat maps, so you can assess the different models based on the different tasks that you want to do. So it's great for that as well.
Yeah, I'm glad to mention. The other thing, just to quickly finish my idea on the 3D with Blender. I understand Blender right now is getting a little bit more flexible to the AI as well. I'm not a programming person, but I'm really curious to see how 3D assets will be kind of combine it in Blender, and we'll see how that goes. Big Al?
Sandu, I just heard yesterday that Adobe's Substance 3D set of programs, the Designer, Painter, Sampler, and Stager, are all going to have some significant updates in October. And I don't know if anybody has worked with those programs, but they've got some very strong capabilities of really putting in lots of details on the objects, the models that you're making, like stitches on the clothing and just a whole lot of wonderful way of making really beautiful, detailed models.
No, that's really good to know.
Yeah, more is coming in October, is all I'm just trying to let everybody know.
Yeah, also Midjourney, I'm expecting them to have another update because I do see a lot of things happening. So, like at one time they said in August will be a 5.3. I didn't see a 5.3 yet, but I'm almost sure probably they are preparing a big news to come. Maybe switch toward the web. That is also kind of expected. Maybe they will skip the 5.3. Maybe they go directly to 6. We'll see. But on their side, as I'm saying, all the movements in the AI world, they are so big. I'm almost sure they are probably preparing something big as well. So we'll see. Few more things which I realized on the list which I have. I didn't mention. There is also for the architectural. There is Veras.ai. That help. It's an AI application helping architects to and also designers in general to have some rendering. I think that is also a nice tool to check. And other than that, I think on the 3D, I didn't want to go on the robotics stuff as well, but I'll keep it only on the 3D. On the gaming engines, I do see more application also AI related. I didn't think Unity or Unreal will have a prompt where you can type stuff, but I'm almost sure we might see something similar coming on the game engines as well, except if somebody else knows a little bit more about that.
It's currently being used actually in Mona.
That does exist.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it started with textures and Mona's moved, they've evolved.
Yeah, so I didn't catch on that, but I was expecting to see it anyway, so that's pretty cool.
I think, Sandu, I think it was, I should add before anybody hears it, my son has just arrived home from school and he started the trombone recently. So if you hear any weird warbly bassy sounds, it's not me.
I got the gardeners in the background, you're good.
Great.
I got the dogs, everyone's here.
Fantastic. But yeah, I think I'd have to track it down again. But yeah, there are some really, really powerful integrations for AI, and particularly nerfs with Unreal that are out in terms of taking photogrammetry that you've already procured of a space and then bringing that into Unreal and then suddenly having an executable or experienceable space. So yeah, those things are existing. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Unity, to be honest, because I think there's a split occurring.
Definitely is, yeah. It's going to be interesting what direction they go.
Yeah.
Well, still it's driven by Unreal, like from what I could see, a lot of Unreal applications, and like even for renderings, I kind of bring some 3D stuff which I made, and you have all those effects, and it's pretty cool. That is, I kind of between Unreal and Unity, I kind of go toward Unreal on my side. That's my personal preference, but yeah, it's cool stuff, definitely. And I think it's also for Metaverse as well. I think it's a little bit more open toward that side. again.
You mean you're not releasing an app on Unity, Sandhu? You're not planning to release an app?
Yeah, could be. On my side, actually, what I was trying to do is more on the scanning side. I always say, scanning on the 3D it's faster than building in 3D or even creating assets. But the downside of the scanning is it doesn't have that accuracy, like line to be straight. It's still, you can see it's a scanning. Even when you use the Pro product and a high resolution, still you can see it was scanned. But I think that might change because that mesh could be automatically improved by AI, and that's what I'm looking. So I don't know who's gonna do it, but that's a huge opportunity in the 3D world. So, all right.
NVIDIA is someone to watch.
Yes, yeah, no.
NVIDIA is doing some secret little things that they don't talk about. Everybody's so secretive again.
Yeah, they know, because it's gonna change a lot. Like whatever cool stuff they will come, people will pick up right away. But if they keep it low and when they will release it, everybody will jump on it. So, yeah,
it's going to get harder and harder for them to keep it hidden from the rest of us, though. We're kind of finding it. I did want to touch on the LiDAR as well. If anyone's kind of frustrated because they feel like they always have to have an Apple product to do LiDAR, just know that you won't in the future, because we tested a lot of LiDAR products at Gamma Scientific, and it's not just Apple that has that market. It's just people have not been releasing.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad.
Have not been releasing certain hardware, so it's coming, and it's pretty
strong, definitely. Okay, unfortunately, we
need more light field cameras.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, we kind of reached toward the end of our meeting here, but we'll catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow is the AICC, 1 o'clock. We can discuss also 3D over there. I'm planning actually to attend. And also, I will set up the meeting for the next week. The next week will be the event number 22. And we'll see what other news we're gonna have at that time, and share the experience, and let's have a strong community. Though I really love those discussions, and as you can see, I'm learning as well, like everybody else. All right, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Everyone.
Bye.